Hey guys, it's Tinker Taylor here today, bringing you to, I really don't know what to call this build. I've just called it the modern one bedroom rental build, I think. Something along those lines, because, yeah, I really didn't know what to call it. I've been recently struggling with naming my builds, and apparently I'm not the only one. I've talked to a few, other builders and asked them how they name their builds, and they're pretty much answer was like, I don't know, this is just you just name it, and that's kind of how I do it, and it's frustrating. So if anyone has any good tips on how to name a build, that'd be fantastic. Also this build I used a photo for inspiration, so if you want to see the photo, make sure you head over to Instagram because the post for that will be like I will do an Instagram post with this build, but also with the influence, the I can't think of the right word, the the photo inspiration, the inspiration photo. I knew it would eventually come back to me. Yeah, so if you want to see inspiration photo, make sure you head over to Instagram. Also, if you can hear some weird clicking noises in the background, I'm knitting. I found it to be a very relaxing, very relaxing hobby to take up. I mean, I've been knitting on and off for about 2 years, I think now. I don't know, I just picked it up. I've always wanted to do hand art. I don't know if hand art is the correct word, but just to make things myself. Like I would like to get a sewing machine one day so I can start to sew some stuff. Like I remember one time when my mum knitted knitted she made blankets and pillowcases for my siblings. Um, and I want to be able to do that. I mean, I've made a pillowcase dress before, but I would like to do more than just a pillowcase dress. And the idea of being able to mend my clothes is fantastic and take them in myself. I have a pair of pants that would be fantastic to wear at uni, but I can't because, well, the pants are too long. So I need to learn how to adjust the hem, like bring the hem in. And then I have another pair of pants that the zip broke because the pants are a little too tight. So, and I can't even, like, if I find the matching material, it's going to be really difficult for me to just put that back in, like to put that material in to increase the pant size because the pants are a patterned material. And yeah, I just don't know how well I'd be able to line them up. It'd be really difficult. I'd have to find the exact pattern. But the pants do have zips all over them, so when you open them, the pants loosen. And I've kept it open the entire time, but I've had those pants since I was a teenager, so like a young teenager. So that those pants don't really fit me anymore, and so yeah, I'm gonna have to either fix the zip and let them go, like donate them, or figure out how to add an additional zip down sides of the pants, like the entire length or parts of the length that bother me. Like the lower half of the leg is fine, but the upper half, I mean, that's the reason why the zip broke, is it's around my hips and whatnot, that got loose. So I need to learn how to do that to fix it. One of my roommates does have a sewing machine, but I don't want to just be like, hey, can I just borrow that constantly? So initially I am going to ask them to be like, hey, do you mind if I do fix these pants real quick? And then if they say yes, then fantastic. But if they say no, that's fine. I don't expect someone else to let me use their stuff, especially when it's a sewing machine. Like, if I don't know how to use something like that and I break it, I definitely don't want to break someone else's belongings, so I can respect that they wouldn't want me to use it in fear of me breaking it. But yeah, the idea would be to fix those pants, and then once I have more space than what I have now, invest in a sewing machine. And then fix my pants, fix the zip in one pair of pants, bring the hem up in 2 other pairs of pants, and then just start making stuff. I definitely want to make more things because I feel like it would save me money because I'm not having to go out and buy clothes that are going to fall apart, and B, I can really make something that feels good for me and suits me. It's mostly for A though, because I've had a pair of jeans since I was anywhere between 8 and 10. That lets you know how much I've grown. Um, but these jeans were big for me at that age. I got pushed into a pond by my cousin and didn't have any clean clothes, so I stole his jeans. I say stole, but my aunt gave the jeans to me. And they were like really big and baggy on me, but I kept them since then and they fit me now. Like they're quite nice now. And when I had them, they had the tiniest tiny little holes in one of the knees. Like it was you couldn't notice it unless you were looking for it. And just over the years it's gotten bigger and bigger, and now it's like a proper rip across the knee. But if I learn how to knit, I could not knit. I keep saying knitting because I am knitting. If I learn how to sew, I could fix that. But I also could make a pair of pants that's the same quality, because those pants, how many years have I had them for and they haven't broken? It's mind-boggling. But then I've bought a pair of pants sometime in the last 5 years and they've just split straight away. Which was well, not straight away, but it was pretty infuriating how quickly they split. And then the other problem is I can never find jeans that are not ripped that fit me. So yeah, been super frustrated about that, but if I make my own clothes, I should theoretically make them to a better consistency and quality than the commercial clothes that are being sold. Ideally, yeah, they would last me for a long time because, well, I'm making them to specifically last a long time. So yeah, if you have any experience in clothes making or knitting or sewing or repairing or any of that, definitely leave your tips and tricks down below, especially for a beginner. But yeah, I'm super excited to get around to doing that once I have the space to do it. And yeah, it means I'll be able to, I don't want to say save the planet, but do better things for the planet. And also for the people who are worried about, like, well, yeah, making clothes, that's still like so much waste because of all the little cut-offs. I'm gonna save them because I saw a guy who had cut-offs and he made, I don't know if you can hear that, but that is one of my roommates who I don't know why they're being this loud, because you're supposed to be quiet right now because it's exam time. Anyway, apologies if you could hear that. I did not expect that. Anyway, I saw a dude. Oh my goodness. If you guys can't hear that, then I probably sound like I'm insane, but they're full on screaming. It's my roommate and someone who is friends with them. I'm not really close with this roommate. I haven't really spoken to them all that much, but yeah. Anyway, the video I saw was someone who had all their cut-offs and made this really, really cool looking jumper out of them, of all the different cut-offs, and yeah, added them together, and I wanted to kind of do something like that where I can make some clothes, even if it is just around the house clothes. I'm okay with that. I love around the house clothes. They're comfortable. And yeah, I don't know. I like learning and exploring things and being creative while also being sustainable at the same time. So I think I'm gonna start off by understanding how everything fits. So I might go to an op shop. There's some op shops around here with some really cheap, not so nice stuff. I'm not gonna take any of the nice stuff because, well, it's nice, and op shops are for people who need nice things at cheap. Anyway, so I'm gonna take the not good quality things and adjust them to try and fit my shape, or maybe some of my roommate's shapes, just so I can get an understanding of how that all works. And then those can be like around the house clothes. And then once I get a comfortable understanding of that, I'll start buying material. And yeah, making clothes with it. And then feeling very proud of myself because if people compliment me on it, I can be like, oh, thanks, I made this. I don't know, the idea of being able to make things and people enjoy it is fantastic, but also to be able to share it. Share the knowledge with other people. Like, one of my roommates knits, and so do I. So we've been talking about knitting and how we do it, and we kind of do it slightly differently. So it's good to just gather that knowledge. But yeah, that's pretty much all on that front. And like I said, that's gonna happen when I move out of here because I just don't have the space right now. Nor do I have the time or money or anything like that. So it'll take a little bit before I can get to that, but once I do, I'm gonna be super excited. And plants, that's the other thing. Like, when I move out of here, I'm gonna have a bigger fridge so that I can meal prep. I'm gonna have plants and like a veggie patch. I'm gonna have a sewing machine, and I'm gonna have my desk separate from my bed. And I'm so keen for that. But obviously I just have to wait until that becomes a viable option because currently a housing crisis in Australia. So gotta wait a little longer until I can do that. And then I can bring my cat. My cat currently lives at my mum's house, which makes me sad, but I also know she's being cared for and loved there, so it's okay. But when I move out, I'm going to have her come and live with me, and hopefully some of my roommates who all have said that they would love to live with a cat, just not wanting the responsibilities. And I said, that's fine, my cat, my responsibilities. You can pat her and love her and play with her, and I'll deal with the food and the kitty litter and the bills and all that. That's fine. It's my cat, my responsibility, so that's fair. But I'll take the responsibility because that's how much I want a cat, and you guys don't want a cat that much that you want the responsibility, but you do want to be able to play with one, so it works out for everyone. And the roommates who don't want cats I never moved in with, which is fantastic because, well, you don't want a cat and you're moving in with someone, it can cause problems, but all my roommates love cats. Some of them want dogs, and my cat currently lives with dogs, so that also could be viable, but it just depends on what the real estate agent and the landlord say. Anyway, probably should actually talk about this build. So, this build, I found an image online. Like I said before, if you want to see what the image is, it's over on my Instagram. Well, currently it is not because this video hasn't gone live, but when this video goes live, it will be. and I saw just the back of the house. So you'll see in the screenshots at the end of this video, it's the second screenshot. That's the view, that's the picture. And I kind of just made up the rest of the house as I went from the other side. And I really love how it turned out. Like, it's just, I don't know, a little different from what I normally do, what I'm used to doing. And I had so much fun messing around with it. Originally, I was going to make it into a proper house, but because of time constraints, I was like, you know what, we'll turn it into a rental. Just so I can have that little bit of leeway. I mean, some people love having these empty houses because it means they can go in and personalize them, and it also means that it's more likely that like when you overclutter them, sometimes you can't actually, like, the house isn't functioning. And with this, I probably don't have to playtest it all that much because, well, there's not much that much in here. Whereas in other builds that I not overfill, but I fill up a lot, they're probably not playable because I don't playtest them and there's just stuff everywhere. So yeah, that's as far as that thought has gone. So yeah, it's a rental, but you obviously can use it as a house if you want. And having the reason why I put it as a rental is because it's so empty. But if you liked it as a house, then there you go, it's a house. Realistically, it's whatever you want it to be. And yeah, I pretty much hope you enjoy it because I kind of love it. I would love, if I didn't like people and I wanted to hide away from the world, I would definitely live somewhere like this. Like the cabins I made the other day for my roommates were like, oh yeah, we want to hide away from people and we want this and like this sort of. If I wanted to hide away from people, this is where I would hide away. But I like people and I like living with other people, and I feel like if I didn't live with other people, I just wouldn't talk to anyone. I wouldn't socialize, I wouldn't do a lot. I feel like it would go one of two ways. I'd either do absolutely nothing and talk to no one, or I'd be constantly out of the house because, well, that's where everyone else is. So I want to try and create this healthy middle ground where, like, I live with some people, but then I leave the house to go hang out with other people. So yeah, if this was like a 2 or 3 bedroom place, that'd be cool. Especially if my room's on the second floor. I know some people are like, I don't want to have to climb stairs at the end of the day to go to bed, but I feel like my space would be a bit more private if I were to be up and away from everyone. Or like the main part of the house. It means that I could exist without having to worry about other people existing in my space, but if I wanted to exist with other people, I could just go down the stairs and they're the people. Yeah, I don't know. I appreciate my alone time, but I also appreciate time with other people. I also apologize if you can hear an ambulance. There have been so many ambulances recently, and they just get louder and louder. Like, we've had ambulances making really, like, it sounds like they're trying to get other people out of their way. They're like, the get out of my way sounds, because they only happen for like a second or two, and they're not the same as the normal wee-wah of an ambulance. Yeah, the build is done, so we're moving into screenshots now. This second one here is the kind of, that is similar to the inspo photo, not identical, but I didn't want to be identical. I took heavy inspiration from it, but I didn't copy it per se. So yeah, let me know down below if you like this. I feel like this is one of the good builds I've done recently. The next build that's coming out is massive. I'm still not done, and I think I'm already up to 3 videos worth of content, especially now that I've slowed my videos down a little bit. I do apologize for that because I don't like putting out videos and videos on one build. I prefer to do one video like this per build. But yeah, if you're new here, I do 2 videos a week, so if you like that, make sure to subscribe, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!